Hey, today we're going to check out the CEO's post about quality of life updates, go over the data on the Terminid side, and talk about what's going on with the Predator strain, but that's not all. I'll be covering much more. If you find the video informative at any point, consider tapping the like button below, subscribing, and turn on notifications. First off, let's talk about the Predator strain. So you guys know how yesterday I talked to you guys and I said, hey, you know, this new Predator strain is quite similar to the Jet Brigade. Well, because if you check out Fenrir here, they've actually traveled over to the next planet over, which is Errata Prime. Now, I have a feeling that this is going to continue until they go to Heath, maybe they go to Tarek, maybe they go over to a different one. Who knows what's going to happen, but so far it looks like they're just traveling around. I do have a feeling as to why this is happening, because over here on Hellmire, you can see that there's a line straight connected to Errata Prime, which is a supply line, right? Well, I believe any planet that's underneath the gloom, and those lines connected to other planets, is how they're, spreading around. So, essentially, they might not head over to Tarek, maybe they won't head over to Heath, but the next one could be Istanu, or maybe they head over to Krimsaka. I honestly don't think they're able to spread from one planet to the other, unless it's underneath the gloom. Like I said, for example, Hellmire. You know how it's underneath here? Well, they could travel over to Fenrir. They could travel to Errata Prime. Or once, let's say they go over to Istanu or Krimsaka. They could do that because there's also 4E Prime there. There's a lot of possibilities, and I don't think they're able to just go from one planet to the next. And sure, I could be wrong about that, and we'll find out very soon. So what I'd like to know is, what are your theories about the new Predator strain? Do you think they can move from one planet to the next, like how the Jet Brigade can? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and let's have a great conversation about it. On a similar note, let's check out the statistics on the Fenrir planet. Right here it says Helldivers active, at least at the time it was 45,000 players. Right below that, enemies killed 7 billion. Helldivers killed in action 129 million, which is quite a lot. Then bullets fired 30 billion. So yeah, there's a lot of action that went down on Fenrir, and a lot of Helldivers died. Some crazy stuff to look at right there. I thought this was interesting and just wanted to show you guys how many Helldivers had died and how many enemies were killed. Continuing forward, let's check out the CEO's post about a few questions here. The first one is interesting. This one has to do with quality of life updates. This Helldiver pinged and wrote Shams and said, hey, apologies if it's annoying to be tagged. However, I just have a question or two. Will HD2 see some QoL accessibility updates with some features like arc outlines for throwable projectile weapons? The CEO Shams ended up replying back and said, I can't address specifics, but we look at QoL for everything. Some things have higher prio than others. Okay, if you had a similar question like this Helldiver here and you wanted an answer on that, well, unfortunately, there's no answer whether or not we'll receive any outlines for throwable projectile weapons. However, even though that's not the case, they do look at QoL for everything. So quality of life updates are just something that they take a look at often, and some things have a higher priority than others, which is interesting. So I wonder what those high priorities are. With that being said, if you could add one quality of life update, what would it be? Let me know in the comments below. There's another question here that was asked. A Helldiver said, hey Shams, Baskinator, would it be possible to know how many copies of HD2 you guys have sold for year one? In response, Shams said no. So I guess we're not getting an answer on that. I wonder why. I think I might know why, sort of. I mean, there could be someone out there being like, whoa, look how much money they made. They shouldn't have a problem supporting the game. Or, hey, they have enough money. They should give us a free war bond or something. I think that might be it partially, but who knows why he couldn't reveal the exact number. Last but not least, for questions. This Helldiver wanted to know if the developers could fix the bug where icons for a completed point of interest do not change. In response, Shams wrote back and said that, I'm sure they're on it. There you go. I'm sure that's not a yes or no answer. However, they do have conversations, right? They do have meetings, and I'm pretty sure he knows what's going on behind the scenes. So all in all, I'm pretty sure he knows what's going on, and that right there might be a fix we'll see eventually. Speaking of bugs, there's a Helldiver here that asked, are missions bugged? The same Helldiver went on to say that there was a bug with the extraction, there was no way to extract, even though the voiceover said there was one available. That right there is an interesting bug. I haven't experienced it yet. Nonetheless, the QA lead responded with this: I am not aware of any issues with missions like that, but if you have that happen again, I'd very much like to know. Alrighty, so if you have experienced a similar situation like the Helldiver here, then I highly recommend you head over to the support site and send in a support ticket. That would help out so much, so that way the next patch will possibly fix it. Let's put that conversation aside and talk about griefers. Yes guys, Helldivers 2 is back with griefers. Unfortunately, that's the case. I've seen 2 posts recently, one that has 5,000, almost 6,000 upvotes, and it's getting crazy, guys. There's a lot of Helldivers out there that are trying to take out other Helldivers in games. As you can tell right here, this Helldiver standing there, and boom, his whole team is just obliterated. This Helldiver right here created a post saying, Arrowhead, please let us leave into our own game instance in the case of griefers like these. There's actually another Helldiver that created another post, and this Helldiver wrote, looks like the griefers are out in force this weekend. Okay, Helldivers, with those 2 examples out of the way, what do you think? Should we be able to leave our own game instance, you know, just in case there's griefers like that, or what do you think should happen? Let me know your overall thoughts, and by the way, let me know if you have experienced a similar situation where someone came into your game and just started shooting the hell out of you. I personally haven't experienced this one bit, yet there appears to be several cases like that just recently where Helldivers have came through, dived onto a planet, and just started going full chaos diver mode, essentially, right? It's a strange situation, but it appears to be happening all over again. This happened about last year, maybe 4 months in after the game was released. But yeah, let me know what you think. Moving along, yesterday I asked a great question in the comments below. I said, hey, what do you guys think about the nerf? Do we really need a Predator strain nerf? And a lot of you said no. Obviously that's the right answer, right? No, we don't need a nerf. It's ridiculous at this point. What I'll do here is showcase a few comments so that way I can include you guys in the video. But overall, we could tell that we don't need a nerf. And a lot of you said, hey, it's probably a skill issue. You know, these Helldivers probably need to lower down their difficulty. Things like that. Continuing forward, did you know Angel's Venture can actually rotate all around and it can move frequently? So I'll showcase that as well in today's video, and I'm just going to fast forward here so you can see everything. If you didn't know about that, then there you go. It's absolutely cool. We're now going to check out the top 3 mods for today's video. I know a lot of you have been enjoying that as of late, so what we're going to do here is check out the first one, which is Half-Life. No kidding, guys. You can actually see some of the characters from Half-Life within Helldivers 2, and it's absolutely insane. And it's so cool. I'll showcase a few clips here without me talking so you can hear the audio, as well as look at all the cool changes, too. Next, what we have is an ICBM sound effect change. Now, I didn't showcase this properly in the previous video, so I'm going to do it now, and I'm actually going to up the audio so you can hear it properly now. Last but not least, we have a Cyborg audio mod replacer. So you can replace the Automaton sound with the Cyborgs from HD1, and all credit and sources will be down below so you can check it out. Finally, what we have for today is the top 3 comments. If you guys would like to be featured in the video, all you have to do is comment down below, and that's it. The first top comment is by Trissy8820. Please don't nerf it. It finally feels like they figured out how to tune up difficulty without effing up our tools. No kidding, you can actually experiment with different loadouts, and it's so fun now. The second top comment is by Battle Mayo 6580. No way we already want a nerf. Brew, it's so fun, WTF. Honestly, I have no idea why a lot of Helldivers out there want nerfs. First it was the Ultimatum, now it's the brand new Terminid strain. Crazy stuff. The last and final top comment is by Basti7878. No nerf, please. The Predators make Super Helldive a Helldive again. It's great. Well, as we can tell, most of the player base does not want to nerf, and I absolutely agree, so that's great. Those right there are the top 3 comments. If you guys would like to join my Discord, do it down below. There's a link there. Join up. Let's talk about everything in today's video. The nerfs, the griefers, the differences between the Jet Brigade and the Terminids. Let's talk about it all. Thank you guys so much, and thank you to all my supporters, and I'll see you guys in the next one.